Hello, hello. I'll give it a minute. How we doing? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? I don't know. Hope this mic's working. Hey, BB. How are you? Hi. Well, I'm waiting for a few people to come in. Good, good. I saw your new baby. I love the new baby. I think I told you that, but that's a cute little baby. So you got the two now, right? It's been a while since I've been on, so I know most people not they're not expecting me. There we go. Wait to see a little bit. I got my cutler with me today. We've had some issues in the community that I'm trying not to get into. Oh yeah. Hey, I need to stop. I got too many. Hey Jody. Hey, all my favorite people coming in today. I know y'all don't I don't usually come on, y'all know that. I be working too much. They gave me a 3-day weekend, guys, for real. I was like shocked. A 3-day weekend for real? I am doing good. I have my 3-day weekend. I don't go back till Monday, even though it's 5 a.m. I don't go back till Monday, which is wonderful for me. We've been doing 10 and 12-hour shifts, so I'm really tired. Um, we've had a very unusual week. Um, I love the community actually, and I've been having some issues uh with people and integrity and um people need to make their own decisions. I've been watching y'all's channels too. Um, I thought Jody, you and let's see, who was that brought that up? Reborn with Nora, I think, or something. I can't remember her channel name. She brought up about baby clone and um. Let me see if I can remember who that was. I want to remember her. I can't remember her channel name. Uh, Reborn with Nora. No, what was that? But anyway, she's fairly new. I'm fairly new. I'm kind of a newbie. You know, I am a newbie. I wouldn't call myself, um, laid out there just the expert or nothing like that. I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I'm enjoying this as a hobbyist, I should say. I collect, I paint, I root, I sculpt, I pour, I cast, I, just create. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying. Um, we get addicted to this. I'm a little bit addicted to it. You know, uh, when I have downtime, I pick up something and I do something with one of the babies if I'm in a pretty good mood. And so I'm saying hobby now because I can't say I'm an artist or you know I can go into collecting because I have quite a variety of babies in here. But I've gotten some other knowledge. I guess I need to say how I started. I've always liked dogs. I think I've told y'all guys that before. But I decided I wanted to do one on my own because I kept seeing the silicone babies. And that's kind of becoming a touchy subject now, silicone. Do you want a 20? Do you want a 10? Do you want a 30? Do you want it soft? Do you want it ultra soft? Do you want it marshmallow? Do you want it this? Do you want it that? And everybody's kind of gearing toward the softer silicone. Well, silicone is tricky by itself. So I took a class because I wanted to make my own. And the guys told me to take the class so that I can understand the material that I was working with. So I took the class. That's why I do silicone, because I took the class. So I was glad I took the class because I learned a lot there. They taught me that silicone can be tricky. Silicone, if it's poured improper, or you're mixing the chemicals wrong, or say some oil or anything gets in it, even too much dust, anything, temperature wrong, it can go wacky, or should I say technically, it becomes unstable. A lot of the guys in the community are saying that soft silicone is not forgivable. You can't put tight clothes on it. You can't lay it on something. You can't do this. You can't do that. Well, if you can't do all of those things, why are we buying babies? That's the soft babies. So it begins to fall into a whole nother category. Because if you add too much, we have these problems. Too much slacker, as they're saying. Not have cancer. Yes. So God helps the animals too. And even it's like, what do we do? Who do you trust to pour your baby? What's happening? And if something goes wrong, if I was to start to sell a baby and somebody told me my baby was messed up, what do? You got to do something. If you're not going to pour it yourself, you got to trust somebody. So as artists or sculptors or what have you, we have to have integrity. That's why I had that integrity poster at the beginning. We have to have the integrity to know when something's wrong or when somebody's trying to scam them. So then the only way to figure that out is to listen. We don't listen. I'm figuring that out. So anyway, so let's discuss babies. I don't want to go into this soft silicone so much because it's becoming a nasty issue for this past couple of days. And if you're gonna pour it properly. And if it doesn't go right, stand behind it. Don't lose your customer behind starting up a commotion, about something that went wrong. It doesn't always have to be the handler's fault. It could be just the silicone didn't solidify. It didn't cure properly. It didn't do something right. I really want to go into detail, but I don't know if I should. I'd like to. I can explain it, but just because I've dealt with the people directly, I walk in the place and talk to them like we best, buddies or something. We've been knowing each other for years. They're very nice where I am. So anything I ask them, they answer. I am a rookie, but I took classes, so I know a little bit about the properties of the silicone, a little more than some people. A lot of people are taking chances, and the collectors are paying for the chances, and I don't think it's fair. So, um, I, this is Penelope, BB. I forgot. I didn't tell you. I don't remember the sculpt. I always forget sculpts. I'm not good with that. I just love the babies, and she's she's got uh painted on hair and a little bit hair on top. She's a combo baby. Um, so I'm doing this open forum. Oh, I find out it's juicy. See, very juicy. But you know, I like to just talk about stuff in general. So if y'all want to ask me something, go right ahead. Please ask me anything you want to ask me. But mm-hmm, it's just juicy. But I don't know. I'm feeling bad though, kind of. Hello, Fantasy Reborn lover. All right, glad you can make it too. Um, I, I, I don't like the fact that people in the community can be so mean and hateful. And every time something goes on, everybody's jumping on the side. They don't care whose feelings they're hurting or what commotion they're causing. We've lost so many good people. There's a couple people that I wish would just come back because they have beautiful babies. I mean, don't y'all like it when you go on somebody's uh, live or their video, and you see beautiful babies and see how they dress them and what they put them on, different skin tones, and you know, I love that. And I've been missing that because a lot of the people who really showed their babies, they've gotten tired of the drama and they've left. They've gone. You know, there's drama about baby clone. If you're gonna spend your money where you want to spend it, what difference does it make, and what difference should it make to the community? What kind of baby you bought? If the baby's cute, can we just show the baby? I mean, if baby clone went to court behind the fact that they were cloning and the whole case was dismissed, evidently there was some issues behind the cloning. So why is everybody telling people don't buy? And if you do, they don't want to promote the channel. It's just like a quiet cat fight all the time. You know, this makes no sense. But let's see. I'm gonna change. Let me change, baby. Hold on a second. I need a brush. Let me show you somebody y'all ain't seen in me. And which one is this? There's snow, y'all. So I might change all throughout this video. So y'all just get ready. This is the silicone baby. She's soft silicone too. And I change her all the time. I haven't changed her in a while, but if you notice, there's a snap, there's a zipper. She's got earrings on her ears. She did have a bracelet, but I took it off because she didn't have her clothes on. She wears headbands. Uh, I put hats on her, and she's very soft. Y'all can see that. Look at that. Soft. Very soft. But no matter what I do to her, she doesn't have dents in her. Interesting. But rumor is soft silicone gets dents. It's unforgiving. You can't put this on them. You can't do that. Don't lay them on anything hard or something. Well, of course you wouldn't lay baby on a knife or nothing hard. Uh, but if you can't handle the baby when you buy it, why buy it? So these collectors is getting scared to buy the silicone because they're afraid that they're gonna buy it and it's gonna mess up just with normal use that they do with the vinyls. Um, and most of us know how to take care of the baby. You know, they say don't bathe them. Well, I can understand not bathing them all the time, but every once in a while you might want to do. Hey, Moondust, you might want to do a rinse off, or you may want to brush them down, you know, to get the dust off of them, and the care of the silicone. Well, you wouldn't just roughly handle something because it has paint on it, but your everyday handling and changing their clothes and putting a diaper on and giving them a bottle of pacifier for the amount of time that dealing with them shouldn't tear a baby up, shouldn't cause it to have issues and things like that. That don't happen like that. And it upsets me when I see posts of people telling people how they have to be so majorly careful with a baby. You're gonna be careful with them anyway because you spend all this money, but to be paranoid to touch your baby, you shouldn't be. Shouldn't be. There's I, them other two, the ones that I'm still revamping, they lay on hard plastic. Their heads ain't flat. Sometimes I make a mistake and they lay on the scissors. They don't have the indention of the scissors in them, or the nippers, or the tools, or anything like that. And that's not normal handling. That's kind of rough. Something you wouldn't do. I shouldn't lay my baby on a blanket, or this one, she shouldn't lay on a blanket that has some little indentions, and I pick her up and they're all in her face. Okay, if that's the case, then that's not good silicone. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with the silicone. Silicone's hanging on the other edge of finna go bad. There's a medium. Those are chemicals. You have to have a balance. There's a ratio to whatever you're doing, because every time you add something, you're changing the density of the silicone. So you don't want to go too far to where it's not stable, or you don't want it mushy. Now, if you want it mushy, that's different. So if you're gonna do it mushy, then you need to really paint it very well and very heavy so that it makes all the wrinkles. But hey, Gianna, um, it's too much going on, y'all. And the artists need to stop scaring people. Then they're not understanding. The more you scare people and tell them that the silicone is unforgiving, and you don't want the soft silicone, it's gonna make um uh it's gonna make people not buy from you. You're trying to promote a business, so you might be careful what you're saying so that you don't do that. People just need to really make their own decisions. People need to really start thinking for themselves. People need to quit real just waiting for the next person to tell them what to do, and listening to a group of people telling them something just to boost them to make a wrong decision. I'm getting tired of that as well. So, um, I don't know what to say about everything. I mean, I'm just enjoying my babies. Do I need to switch again? Y'all want me to switch again? Let me switch again. Let me see. Who I want now? Oh, let's really switch. Hold on. Okay. Now, here's Jackie. Here's Jack. All right, now. I know y'all probably said, dang, she gonna switch out. I don't know how many times I'm gonna switch, but I know y'all hadn't seen him. This is the fairy baby. So this is little Jack. Um, he's got his belly plate in. And he's a little redder than the other babies. He has that facial expression. So, you know, I this is telling you how much I like babies, okay, y'all. I just uh collect every just different kind, or I paint different kind. I'm prone to sleepers. I do the girls because you can change them a lot, but I think I'm partial to boys. I haven't quite decided it, but I think I'm partial to boys. But um y'all ask me some questions or something. Let's just have this open forum if you want. Um oh, Jody, what you were talking about the other day. Yes, this hobby is addictive. It's very expensive. That was my reason for making my own babies, because I didn't want to spend $10,000 to get what I want. I want to gradually work myself up to make that $10,000 doll for myself, if that makes sense. I just, I mean, I love looking at the art, other artists. I love it. I know his expressions is wonderful. I love his expression. His nail bed is wonderful. Um, I don't know who painted him originally. I really don't. I want to say it was In Love with Reborn, but I'm not sure if it. I'm not sure who it was. I have to ask. I have to ask Millie where she got it from. Because I don't. I'm one that I don't keep up with the scopes and the artists and the. I don't remember all that. I just get into the art because the person that did this did these strokes of the hair. This is painted on hair, but they did that stroking, and it's so many different colors blended in to make it look so realistic. And it's actually that 3D, because it's actually, you can feel texture when you rub your finger across. So they did a very good job on this one. But I love his mouth, and he can take a modified passy. And the eyebrows, they did the eyebrows even like that. So everything is just wonderful. I love his expression Tuesday. Um, I don't know. I'm trying not to switch so fast because it might be a little while. But I'm enjoying the hobby itself. I just I'm kind of getting disgusted with the community. That's kind of why I stayed to myself. Yeah, yeah. This 3D painting is like wonderful. I've seen. I've I've okay. I was online and I saw how to do it. Hey Millie, hey Millie Willie. So I went online and I've seen how they do it, And I think it's a wonderful technique, but to get it so thin, I mean, these are like, it looks like hair follicles, whoever did this one. So, this has been wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All these different babies. I got quite a different collection. And every time I do something to a new baby, I try to do something different than what I did before. I change tones and I try to change techniques so I can, learn a whole bunch different. Um, and I'm drinking my water. I'm eating my pineapple. I don't know, that juicy pineapple. I'm trying not to eat it like I was because it's squirting. I'll see my shirt. It squirted all on me. It was so juicy. But I don't know. I just think we need to in the community kind of the stick together and be nice to each other. And enjoy the babies. I wish I could bring back. I mean, about five different people that I was really enjoying my doll fixes with those pretty babies. I miss them. I have to go back and look at their channels and just see the babies. But I mean, gosh. And then the few channels that are still here that stay out of trouble, they're thinking about leaving too. So um y'all can tell I like him little. He's little. He's a preemie. Y'all can tell I like preemies, huh? But I love preemies. Um, so I don't know. Uh, ask me something. Somebody asked a question. Somebody asked me something about I don't know about a baby. Ask me something about anything in particular. And if I can't answer, maybe somebody in here can answer it. Let's have some fun tonight. I I think I'm partial to preemies and boys. Sleepers mostly, but I like them when they open eyed with some kind of personality. Like Snow, she's smirky. And she has a little smirk. And the other one, she's got them big old eyes. And then I got another open eyed baby that has another expression. Some of you know which one I'm talking about. So, but I know y'all hadn't seen the babies in a while. I I want you guys not to be afraid if you're thinking about buying soft silicone. I don't want you guys to be afraid of it. I really don't. I just want you to be careful of who you're getting it from and make sure that they understand ratios of the silicone so that it doesn't go into another effect than what we really want. You only buy sleepers. We I think we buy the sleepers because they look more realistic. In my case, I buy sleepers because when I look at them, I go, oh, that emotion. Oh, that's how I feel when I see them sleeping because they just look peaceful most of the time. Now I have seen those sleepers where they look like they're frowning and having a nightmare. I probably won't buy one of those, But some people like that because it is realistic. But I like them when they're sleeping and they're just peacefully sleep, whether they're smiling, sleeping, or just look like they're just enjoying their rest. I do have one that sleep that she kind of has her eyebrows like this. but it's not a real frown. It just looks like she was fighting sleep before she went to sleep. Well, and I think I need y'all know I got one, two, three toddler sides really that I need to finish. So I like toddlers too, but I've got to get another toddler. I think with the eyes open. I think that would be a little bit better. I paint both, Stacy. Remember, I make my own silicone babies most of the time, but I do both. I'm still learning, so I'm not, I haven't perfected the painting. Um, I, thought it was best that I learned the basics of the silicone, and add the artistry later. So I like them both. And I don't know why. I think it's just because I like painting. Hey, Maribeth. Thank you. Um, um, I don't know. I'm trying to think. What is my favorite? I think my favorite is the silicone though. But I think the vinyl is easier to paint. When I'm doing silicone, I have to be in a certain mood for me. And I usually have to be like, this would have been a perfect time for me to do a silicone because I had that 3-day weekend. So, I'm still learning the shading and the detailing on the baby's period. So, you know, the skin tones I'm getting, but it's like trying to make sure that I paint it to where it looks like there's blood flowing underneath and it doesn't look like it's gray or, too dull looking. Just trying to get the matting just right to where it's not too much to where it's really lightly done to where it, looks like it's skin. That's where I'm trying to learn those techniques at this point. But I do both. I do paint both. I root both. Uh, you know, I'm learning on both. If I'm gonna do it, I might as well do them all. You know, I don't know if I like his belly plate. I'm trying to enjoy this belly plate, but I'm not sure if I like it or not. But look at his little eyes. I don't know if y'all can see his eyes. I love his eyes. It looks like he's finna, he's yawning actually. Millie, I don't think you mishandled that baby. I really don't. I really don't. I think that was a singled out incident where the silicone silicone is not supposed to do what it did. It doesn't do what it did. Not at that point. Um, if you had put some chemicals on it to make it break down or something, yeah, but we don't do that. I don't. I hate for you to be afraid to buy another one because if you think about it, you got Lorraine, and Lorraine is fine. She's she's soft. She's you know wonderfully done. I think Lorna is a wonderful creator. I mean, she was one of the first ones that I saw as far as creating the baby. She takes out her time to do the baby properly. She makes sure that nothing's wrong. Um, yes, Well, silicone is not, it's complicated, but it's not hard. It's not hard to do. It's just that like you say, you can't, the room has to be controlled. When I paint, I paint and do whatever I'm doing, and I make sure they're covered. That's why my babies stay in a plastic tin. They stay in a plastic bin. When I'm working on them, uh, you can clean them, but the problem with that is when you clean them in between, you got to make sure the residue from the soap or anything is not there on the surface. Um, because silicone, anything that gets in the silicone goes into the chemicals in it, and it can knock, whatever you're doing off. So silicone is not hard, it's just tedious. You dust free, oil free. You don't really want oil on your fingers. A lot of people use gloves because they don't want them. Then you got to make sure the gloves are not latex. That will cause the silicone not to cure. It's a lot of different things you have to take put in mind before you deal with silicone. When I thought I was just gonna buy some silicone and just start. And the guys at the place said, nope, take the class first. They wouldn't let me, they would let me because it's my money, but they didn't want me to do it till I took their class. I took their class and I understood why they didn't want me to. And even though I took the class, before I even done it, I talked to them a long time. We talked a long time about do's and don'ts with the silicone. Um, if you don't scrape the bottom of the bucket, bottom, well, you got too much something else in there. So sometimes it goes bad just because you didn't stir it while you were using it, before you used it. It's God, it's just it's a medium that people really need to know what they're doing before they do it. Even with the paint, it's the same thing. There's an A and a B with the cycle paint. You have to really stir and scrape and make sure all the particles are completely stirred together. That even a little bit of cycle paint, I may stir it for a minute each side before I even start to paint with it. You know, so it's not hard. It's just tedious. It's just steps that you need to go through in order to do the silicone. And I think a lot of the times people, they have to do all these steps. Just probably take off running. Have to apply the paint. Okay, so the paint, when you're applying the paint, it depends. It's called Novox. It doesn't necessarily mean it's dry. Cures. It's usually um it's very quick though. I have to think about how quick that uses the tap, and it has a tendency, if it doesn't quite adhere the way I need it to, it will peel off. And so sometimes when it's tedious, very time consuming, very um and it depends on how thin you made it. I mean it goes very quick. It's just of paint and do it, but then I still have the same color. So I actually mix whatever I'm mixing, and I have like these little so that I don't have a problem. But it's like maybe a minute. You may have a minute or so. Uh, Sometimes is most people like to paint in. I don't like it in the honeyfied state. So I always thin mine out. Plus, I think the thinner you go, the more control you have. Just um oh it's in small batches. Everything, and then really on the front side, and then and get it right. I wait a few seconds in between things I'm doing. So if I'm doing say I'm doing detail work, I'll take a break because I'm doing detail work. Okay, we're back. I don't know what this buffering for, but